Hey there. Just trying to get set up. And hello out there. This is Donna from Donna's Creative Space. I am Donna Singleton. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And tonight I am doing a virtual card class. And thank you for joining me if you're watching. If you're watching the replay, that's great too. Thanks for watching. Hi Nancy. Hi Susan. How you ladies doing tonight? So the virtual card class is, I'm using these 3 stamp sets, and some of the cards you could use using something that you have already in the house. Maybe you just kind of make it look like mine. And the whole purpose of the card class is that I'm showing you how to make these 4 cards, right? And if you place an order with me from now until the end of the month using my host code NUE7XVQR, $35 order or more, that's before tax and shipping, you will get a card kit. These are 4 cards and enough supplies to make 1 of each of them, and it will come to you very similar to this. This was last month or the month before. No, I think it was May's. Only this one came with 8 cards. Usually I don't know why I got carried away that month, but usually my virtual classes are only 4 cards. But it will come to you and it'll come with the link. This is just one that I had left over. I wanted to show you. It will come with a picture of the cards and a link. There are no instructions. You just refer back to this video when you want to make the cards. But I do give you the link so that you can find it on YouTube, because when I'm done here with Facebook, I will upload it to YouTube. So you'll get it in a container like this. And I have a set of cards for myself to show you how to make these. These are the 4 cards, and so one of the things I like to do is use different stamp sets, but you can make your projects look like they match each other when you coordinate with the designer paper. Now this is the Butterfly Kisses, and I'm going to pull out from the back because I've cut quite a bit of this, and I'll just show you. I'll just kind of fan it out. You get a few of each. You get 4 each of these beautiful designs. Now they're 2-sided, so I'm not sure if I'm going to get them all as I fan this out, but then when I flip it over, and some are missing because I've already used a lot of it, then you get some pretty flowers and all different designs. But this is really a pretty set. So I wanted to tell you that that's one of the ways, if you're using different sets, but you want to make a set of cards that look similar to each other, use the same designer paper. Just use different pieces, because usually they all match, they're color coordinated. And another tip is on the back of your designer pack, whether this is a 6x6 pack, but even the 12x12 have this, it lists out the colors right underneath the name and size of the paper. This one says Calypso Coral, Crushed Curry, Fresh Freesia, Parakeet Party, and Starry Sky. Now I decided to use the Calypso Coral, the Fresh Freesia, the Starry Sky, and the Parakeet Party. I did not use the Crushed Curry. That is a color that looks like, it's like that yellowish color. I just saw a piece right here. This is Crushed Curry. I pulled it out, but I like the Starry Sky better. So I've used, like I said, these 3 stamp sets. Then I used a couple of different die sets. But if you get my kit, you'll have everything die cut except for these flowers here on the cactus. I think those are cactus, or I think my mother used to call them chicken and hens, but it's like a succulent plant. It's not really a cactus. But those you have to stamp and color first before they get die cut. And the same thing with the pot. But everything else I'll be sending you, if you're getting my kit, I'll be sending you all the cardstock and all these little labels, the circles, the scallops. This you'll cut out, but I'll show you, and that's a tag that you'll get. And if you're on my email list, you would have received this afternoon. I sent out an email that explains the card class to go and has a picture of it and has, you know, the explanation of what you're going to get and what you need to have yourself. I've listed out with links to the items, the stamp sets, and the dies that I'm using. I pulled this out because I wanted to show you I'm using the circular layering circle dies, and I will show you as we get to each card. And I'm also using the potted succulent dies because I used a couple of labels plus everything to cut out the pot and these 3 images here. This was the layering circles. And if you don't have any of our circle punches, this is a great die set to get. It's kind of up there in price. It's $35, but it's a big set. I'll show you when I get to this card. And the layering, no, these are tailor-made tags, which are only $22 for that, and that's a nice set. And then this is from the succulent, the potted succulent dies. Okay, let's see. Let me see what I have for ink. So, I am using, again what I decided to do is try to use my Memento on all of them. And then I am using a grouping of colors. So I still coordinated. Let me pull them out. I had them in separate baskets, but I think I should just pull them out. So that would be better. So I have Parakeet Party, Fresh Freesia, and Calypso Coral. The only one I didn't use as far as to match the backgrounds is the Starry Sky. I felt the Memento looked just as good. So those are the colors I used as far as ink. And the Memento, like I said, it's on all of them. And I guess that's it. Oh, I did use, sorry, I'm going to show you the blends. I used 2 sets of blends. I used the Parakeet Party blends and I used the Fresh Freesia blends. So one of the things that I love about Stampin' Up! Product is how they coordinate everything. So the paper coordinates with the inks, that coordinates with the dyes, the inks, the blends. It even coordinates with twine and ribbon. I'm using 1 roll of ribbon that you will also get cut for you. I'm going to make your little knots, but I am using the Parakeet Party metallic ribbon. And I have all the prices and numbers for these, but I don't know if I will, when I show you the little pieces of paper with measurements, I will flip it over. I have some of these numbers on the back. You can ask me if there's anything that you want. But like I said, in my email, there's all links to these products. So if you shop, you'll get this set to make these 4 cards as a thank you. It's a free gift to go along with this class. Okay, so I told you about I gotta make sure I'm saying everything right that I planned on. I told you about the designer paper. And of course you're going to need I got some Wink of Stella out. And oh, let me tell you, I'm going to open a new Wink of Stella, and I just thought I'd show you just in case you don't know. If you get a brand new Wink of Stella, see this little black ring in there? That has to come out. So you have to unscrew this, pull it off, and then unscrew this part. And then take that black ring off. You can either toss it, you could save it if you want. I used to save it because someone told me that I should, when I travel, put the ring back on again. But I never seem to have problems with my Wink of Stella pen. And I want to get this going, so I'm going to take a piece of scrap paper. One would think I have a lot of scrap paper here, but of course here's a little square. I shouldn't do it over here. Let me move some stuff. So this is brand new, so what you want to do is shake it up. And you want to squeeze it over a scrap piece or like a Xerox paper or your grid paper just to get it going. And maybe you can see as I do not want, let me move my cards. I don't want it to spill. But I want to show you in case you have one and you haven't opened it yet and you want to know why. So just remove that black ring. So as I squeeze this, did you see that? This kind of glittery liquid comes squirting out, and I'm going to squirt it right on. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. It's going to take a minute for that to... So you see that in the barrel, and as I squeeze it, it comes down and it drips out. This is why you do not want to do it on your project. So get it going on a piece of scrap. Now you could use this, not to waste all this that came out, you could use this to color something if you wanted to color something. Just keep picking it up like it's watercolor paint. All right, but always get it going while you're not over your project, because you do not want to have it leak all over your project. So I'm going to throw that away, and I'm going to get a little tissue, and I'm going to close that up. So I put Wink of Stella on a couple of the cards, so I just wanted to pull that out. So let me get back to the regular size. Okay, I had a little elephant and mouse I found the other day from when I was doing my swap cards, so I kind of stuck it on my little sign here. All right, so let's start with this green one. Now I know you don't have the stuff in front of you. Oh, hi Jill, how are you? No worries if you're late. You can go back and watch the beginning if you think you want to. That's fine. It's good to have you here. So let's start with this one. Oh, I didn't even grab grid paper myself. So I'm going to grab out, I'm using the small grid paper. This is a pad of grid paper that was made to use with our Stamparatus, but I like using it because it's nice and small, and I like using the big paper when I'm working on my own. But when I'm showing you a project, I think it helps having it right in front of me. Now, we're going to start with the soft succulent. This one here is the Simply Succulent stamp set. And let me make sure. I'm going to get out. We need the big stamp, and this fits on the E. And quite often you might have a large stamp. Hi, Carolyn. Did you hear Misty in the background? Yeah, she was crying away. Good to see you here. So I need the pot, and I need the two little plants. Oops, don't need that. All right, and I need my kit. All right, so, and I need the sentiment too. All right, and I made the bows already for you, but I have it in here, and I just want to show you what I cut out because I'm going to have to cut these out. I have my little machine next to me. I was going to do it ahead of time, but then I thought, you know, should probably do it with you guys watching, just so that in case you have a question about it. So one of the embellishments I used on this, these were the 2022-2024 in color matte dots. All right, so let's get started. Why don't so in your little packet, when you get your kit, if you get this kit, if you don't, you're going to want to, now I'm not going to put a piece of foam down because this stamp set happens to have the foam. I'll have to put a piece underneath when I get to the photopolymer stamp sets. But right now I'm just going to stamp just right on my board because it does have the foam on its own. So let's start with, I like to stamp with Memento ahead of time, just a little bit ahead of time, just so that I can make sure that it dries a little bit. I mean, it dries instantly, but you just want it to, I guess set is a better word. So in the kit, if you're not getting the kit, if you're doing this on your own, just get a scrap piece of basic white. Now this is a small scrap. I think I'm going to have enough to fit, but you're gonna want one of the big succulents. That's a good word to use, since that's what they are, right? I want to say cactus because that's what makes me think of them. I'm just squirting my little scrubber beside me. Oh, and pull out your inside. You'll want an inside piece too. I put the little one on the inside. I'll show you. Just to add a little bit of color on the inside. You could put as many as you want. I just did one. So I'm going to put one in the corner here. And then I'm going to put one here and one here. Now I may have to put this through my machine a couple times because I just put that a little close to that pot. And the metal has a little bit, you know, the little die has a little edging to it, so it might be a little too close. So I'm going to let that set off to the side. I just want the memento to set, and that way it won't smudge. You don't want it to bleed or smudge, so I like to let it set a little bit. So let's switch to, we're going to switch to the Parakeet Party ink, and this is one of our new in colors. It's absolutely beautiful. It's a nice green. If you guys have been around a while, you might remember Lemon Lime Twist. This is a little more green than that one, but it's pretty. So I'm taking my card base, and feel free to ask questions if you have anything as I'm doing this. But I'm going to take the card base and I'm going to stamp. Now this is a big stamp, so you can either turn your pad upside down and stamp it, which is what a lot of people do, but sometimes I just find it easier just to kind of go all over the pad and do like this, and I just make sure I'm getting the whole ink, the whole stamp. And this is just for some background. If you can see on here, there's just a little bit in the background, so it's not a huge deal. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this spiky end towards the top left corner, stamp it. I want to hold it there a second, just so that it kind of seeps in, and then I'm going to do it around the other side, the other corner, same exact way. All right, and there we have, just to give a little bit of background. You're not going to see too much of it, but it's just a nice way to. And I'm gonna have to put. I need to use this E-block for another. So I want to make sure I clean this and take this. Take that off so I'll have it ready for the next one. Okay. Oh, what did I just do? I just got something on there. Oh well, maybe it'll look like a splatter effect. How did I do that? Oh, you know what? Maybe I dropped the. Oh, you know what? I'm just going to do it over again because my white card will fit. That will cover that pretty much. So that's what I'm going to do. Sorry, guys. I don't like that on the front. I'm going to put that back on. Don't know how I did that, but I'll put this back on my block. Take two, right? It's like deja vu. All right, and there we go. Okay, that's better. And I don't care that it crosses over itself in the middle because we're not really going to use that portion. We're going to have that covered up. All right, so I feel better now. All right, so that is all the inking with this Parakeet Party that I need to do. In fact, oh no, we do have a little bit more to ink. So in your kit, you will have this piece cut out. Let me show you. This is this piece here. It's from the Potted Succulent dies. It's from, yeah, Potted Succulent dies. It's that little skinny piece there. I would show you I can show you the case, but everything is out of it right now. These are the pieces I'm going to need. So I'll take these off. I was thinking I could get this done ahead of time, and I probably would have saved time, but it doesn't take too long to color these. So I think we'll be fine. And then I'll use my little cut and emboss machine. I have that at the ready, but I already cut this one out. So we can, let's stamp that, and that way we have the sentiment done. It doesn't look like this would fit on that, but it does. Just center it straight up, straight down, and that's it. Okay, so now we are done with the stamping. So I am going to color. I'm going to do some coloring so we can get this out of the way. So I'm going to color with the light. This is the light Parakeet Party. And what I did was I try to work in small areas, and since these flowers are small, I'm going to just do one at a time, and you'll see how fast this goes. So it won't, let me zoom in maybe. Let's see how that looks, because sometimes I can't tell when. I have to wait till I zoom in. All right, so now I got to move up. Right? You guys see that okay? I think that's good. So You want to work, you know, fairly fast after you put that coat on, because you want the alcohol to blend. So all I'm doing is putting kind of this darker Parakeet Party towards the center of those leaves, or I don't know what you call, I guess, do you call it a leaf when it's on a succulent? I don't know. All right, and then this is still the light, so I'll go back and do this one. And I know it's not very fun to watch somebody color, but you can see if I work fast, the blending happens almost without me having to do anything. So it's nice to work fast. And then I just kind of go back in with the light and just blend that little edge, just so it's not so, I don't want to see that. I want it blended looking. All right, so now we'll move on to this big one. And it's probably going to be better for you to see on this big one when I do some coloring with the darker blend. And you know, you could, if you don't want to do the shading, you could just leave it all one color. Or you could actually do each leaf, or whatever we decided they were going to call it, separately. Like, you know, you could put, you know, every other one dark. But I'm just putting a little bit dark. This is only just to give it some dimension. I'm going to paint those ones in the back with the dark. And then just a little bit of the centers on the others. And then I'll go back and get rid of that division. We want to have it more smooth. We want it smoother. More smooth? Is that? No. Just blended, I guess. All right. So anybody know what my countdown is? I think I asked Alexa today. What did she say? I think she said I have 19 days left. So excited. All right, so now I'm going to do this pot in the light fresh freesia. And I know that these soft succulents, these succulents would have been nice in the soft succulent color that we have, which would probably be perfect for them. But I am sticking with the color range that's in this designer paper. So if I were to put soft succulent with this, it just wouldn't look good. So I got my pot colored. And yeah, every day I kind of ask Alexa, and I'm going to go across with these ridges. And then I'm just doing a little bit towards the left side of the pot. And then I'll go back in and I'll kind of come back with the middle and pull that ink across. It's just to give it a little bit of dimension. And you're going to want to go a little bit slower than I am. I'm kind of going fast because this is a class and I don't want you guys to fall asleep. So you might want to go a little bit smaller than me. All right. Oh, I forgot. While we're here, we have this out. We should go ahead and do the same with this one. I am doing the light, yeah. This is for the inside of our card. Got to cover up my mistake that I made. A little bit of dark in the center and just on a few of these. And then I'll go back. And when you're done with using your blends, because these are, uh-oh, here comes Misty. Misty, Geraldine's watching. She has treats for you. You want to hear that click when you close up your markers. All right, so you can see how things have blended, and you can go back and touch these up anytime you want. I'm going to come back out again. Make sure I'm back to normal. I'm going to go ahead and put this on the inside of my card to cover up this mistake on the inside. I don't know where. Maybe I dropped something on it, but you'll just see a little bit of the inking on the side. But if I send this to somebody, they probably won't even notice it. Okay, so we are going to have to cut these out. Now, if you don't have, let me show you something. If you don't have the dies, all right, and you just want to buy the stamp set, I'm going to show you how easy it is to cut these. When you cut them, just leave a tiny little bit of white space all the way around. And actually cutting like this kind of succulent or this kind of shape isn't that hard because they're kind of short little pointy sections, so it's not too hard. But I'll show you that I'll do one by hand, and then the rest, maybe I'll just do them all by hand. What do you think? Maybe I should just do them all by hand. No, I'll do the pot and the I'll do the pot and the big one by machine, since I would have had to cut these apart because I think I put them too close for the metal. The metal dies would probably hit each other. So if you don't have the dies and you have the stamp set, or maybe you're not going to be using this soft succulent, not soft succulent, I keep calling that's the name of the color, the Simply Succulent stamp set. Maybe you're going to be putting your own, maybe you have a flower pot and something else that you're going to put on this card. It doesn't have to, this is a virtual class. If you have supplies to make these cards on your own, go ahead and do this. This is just a free class to watch. All right, so we have the two little ones. I'm going to grab my, I can move this for now too. Let me grab my little mini. And you may want to use a little bit of washi tape, or, and you know what I noticed? If you use, I know you're not supposed to do this, but sometimes it's hard to get, when you use the white one. I don't know why, but my white one, sometimes it doesn't want to grab. So I've been using this lighter gray, the number 3, but shh, don't tell anybody. It seems to work though. All right, so the number 3 is for your embossing plates, but instead of the white plate, I've been using that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take, all right, we already cut out the two little ones. So let me put those away so I don't lose them. I am going to lay this pot, and I'm going to take a couple little pieces of this washi tape, and I'm going to, oh, wait a sec. People have been talking. Oh, I didn't scroll down. Petals. Hi, Sue. How are you? It is a pretty green. You have treats. Oh, Geraldine. You heard me say that. I don't know why I didn't scroll down, so it was stuck on a previous comment. So I'm going to put this on here, just on the edges. And then the bigger one. Let's see. This is always fun trying to figure out. You just got to keep turning it around until you get it where, up there. Nope, that's not it. I thought I had it. Just going to spin it until I get it. Gosh, and I said, oh, I'm going to stamp it in the same direction. That way oh, I hear Misty. All right, wait a sec. Let me think. I got a straighter section, which I thought that's what that was. But it doesn't fit on there. So it's not that. Oh, maybe that's there. Yep, there it is. There's the other section. All right, so I'm going to put this down. Misty, Geraldine has treats for you. All right, so I love this little mini machine because you can see how with the gray one, and that cracking's okay. That's normal. First time I heard it, I thought I broke something. But see how gray just it goes in so nice and easy. All right, so you have those two things. So that's how easy die cutting is. But you also, those two little flowers I did by hand. So you decide which way. If you have the die set, then you can go ahead and use it. If you don't have the die set, but you want to buy this stamp set, gee, I wrote down all the, did I write down the price of it? I did. Hang on a sec. I printed out my email. So the Simply Succulent is the stamp set is 154480, and it's $22. It's a pretty stamp set. I love coloring in these succulents. This would be fun to do this big one. But, okay, so I'll get rid of this. Put that aside. We may need it later. All right, so back to the card. So our stamping's all done. We have that. I already die cut that. Oh, and that was with that. I'm going to put that away. And put the words away too. All right, now, Donna, where is, oh, here's the kit. Oh, that little thing there. So here's the kit, and we're going to put Now you have two 3-inch squares. So the card base, I should give you measurements. The card base is 5.5 by 8.5 and scored at 4 1/4. All of them tonight are that cut that way. I like this size. It's just, it works well for shipping. If I do the long skinny way, then it's a little harder to ship. But so when I'm doing these free card kits, I like to do them like this. And we put this 4 by 5 1/4 on the inside with a little succulent that we colored in the corner. All right. So I have, from this designer paper, I have this pretty Fresh Freesia and Parakeet Party, and then this Parakeet Party dot. So what I'm going to do is, I know we're covering up this pretty background that we put down, but this is the design that I decided to use, so we are covering it up. And I just kind of went from corner to corner and just let this kind of fall wherever it falls. And then when I put this one, oh, bye butterflies. I put this one on, I kind of went right around that corner there, did the same thing, right? Made sure my corners here are not off my page. And, oops, and then I kind of, let me do it this way, right? Kind of just put them down, almost that they're kind of about the same spot over here. It doesn't really matter. You're just going to put one down this way and one down this way. All right, and then I put this little stripe piece. So these were 3 by 3, and this is 3 by 3. Oh, I meant to do this to show you. So I typed everything, I wrote everything out for you. So I'll put it right next to me. So the card base, I told you what size it was. So you have an inside mat, which I didn't write that down, but if you've been making cards, you probably know it's 4 by 5 1/4. And then you need the scraps for the pot and plants. And then you need a scrap for this die. You're gonna, if you get my kit, everything will be cut aside from these things. You're just gonna get a scrap piece of white to stamp on, and then you'll have to fussy cut them out if you don't have the dies. And then the designer paper, the flowers and the dots are both 3 by 3, and this little piece is 3 1/4 by 3 inches. And all I did was stick it over to the side here about, I don't know, about 3/4 of an inch from the bottom. And this is kind of a quick and fun design. Now, if you have your grid paper, it's kind of nice too. If you have, you can line up, use your grid paper to line up. So it's about 3/4 of an inch. And I'm going to eyeball like this line, imaginary, comes all the way over to here. Right? Just like that. I have to put it towards myself just to see, because it's hard working at an angle, because I got to go a little bit further down. Let's see. Oh, okay, that's better. All right, and then so that's flat, and I put this thing on flat also. And if you're using like snail adhesive, it's just about the width of that, and I kind of just centered this in here, just like that, a little bit lower than higher, centered on the green stripe, just like that. And so I kind of am using this as like a little shelf for my pot. So I'll turn the pot over, and this I'm putting down with adhesive. So this is going to go down flat and just about centered, right? And then one of these is going to go down flat. And you can see how it looks fine that I cut those out by hand. So one is going to hang over the side of the pot like that. All right. And now for the others, I want a couple dimensionals on this one. And then one dimensional on this one. And I'm going to put this one, the big one is going to go, and it doesn't matter. I'm not trying to make sure that I'm putting it in the exact same spot as the other. I'm just kind of, doesn't matter which way they go. I'm not angling them, I guess is the right word. And then this one, I'm going to put that just kind of over the edge, just till I turn it around and see if something looks good, just like that. All right, and then one last thing is the Wink of Stella. I'm going to put on, I'm putting it on just my flowers, not the pot. You can do whichever you'd like. is this my, now I don't know if this was the older one because I had two sitting here. No, let me see. Oh, this one is the newer one, I think. Let's see. Oh, maybe not. No, nothing's coming out. This might be the older one. My goodness. I should have, yeah, this is the new one. You know how I know? Because I just saw this one says Donna on it. And I knew that one was running out. So I wanted to grab a new one. So I'm just doing these and just kind of stick the brush underneath. You could have done it earlier, but I like to do it afterwards because it takes time to dry. And you don't want to get the Wink of Stella all over your fingers. So put your little cactuses, no, succulents. I keep calling it a cactus. I don't know why. Is it in the cactus family? Anybody know? I do not have a green thumb. Actually, I might because I was using green. But so I think you might be able to see the. Can you see the? Oh, I don't know. It's so hard. You might be able to see the glare, but you really can't see the pretty Wink of Stella. But you guys, if you've been making cards, you've probably used the Wink of Stella. We use it on scrapbook pages too. But it's really pretty. So now one last thing. I almost forgot. We have to put some bling on here. So where is my take your pick tool? This is so funny. I gotta see if this is my newer one. I wonder if this has, I don't know if this is a newer one or older one with the, I bought some extra. Let me see if this one is gonna push out the, this might be an, oh, this is an older one, I think. Let me see if it comes out. Yeah, no, this is dirty, so that's an older one. I just put the cover on it. I don't know why. Well, I'll have to make do with what I have. Let me see if I can get a little bit more to squeeze out. Oh, some's coming out. There we go. Come on. Okay. And I like to put an odd number. Now these, I think I told you what these were. These are the 2022-2024 in color matte decorative dots. And in case you are curious, the number's 159186 and it's $8. The twine that I'm using is part of this pack. And this pack of the 5 new in colors, it is number 159195 and it's $15. And the potted succulent dies that we use to cut this shape and the pot and these 3 succulents is 154330 and it's $39. The Wink of Stella, I wrote that somewhere else. Wink of Stella 141897 and that's $8 if you needed it. And the Parakeet Party ink was number 159208 and that was $8. The Memento ink was 132708 and that is $6. I think that's everything. Oh, the blends, the Parakeet Party blends are number 159220. The Fresh Freesia blends are 155518 and that's a pack of 2. The light and dark come together for $9 each. And do I need anything else? I guess I could tell you I use the Parakeet Party card base, cardstock for the base, 159259. And I used Fresh Freesia, just a little scrap of this, 155613. And a pack of paper, 8.5 by 11, is $9.25. But you get quite a bit in there. You get 24 sheets, which if you cut them in half, you make 48 card bases. Okay, so let me continue with this. Donna, keep talking. So that's out there if you wanted to look at the sizes that I cut. Oh, come on. Sometimes these just don't want to pick up. And the little dot, I'll put one over here, and I'll put one over here. I like to do odd numbers. I hope you can see it over there. Oh, we got to put our little bow on, too. Where else did I put it? Oh, one over here. Okay. Come on, pick up. All right, run right there. All right, so those, just going to push them down again. Now, our little bow, I've already, if you're getting my kit, I've already tied it. Otherwise, you're just going to tie a tiny little bow. And we want some glue dots. Let me rip off this. So the glue dots, when they come now, they used to come so that they were stuck on this side. Now they're on the outside. And sometimes I've rewrapped them, but when you have to cut them in half, it's not bad to have them loose like that. So I cut it in half. Because it's a twine bow, we don't have a big knot to hide that glue dot. So even though it's a mini, it's even smaller we need. So I'm just going to stick that right under there. Isn't this cute? I love this card. So you've been on my mind with those little succulents, and then we got the layering going on. I love this die set and the stamps. Okay, so that is card number 1. Okay, so let me put that aside. And these were the measurements, right? If you wanted to jot them down, and that was the Simply Succulent stamp set. We used the You've Been on My Mind. We used the pot, this size, and this size. We're going to use just this, oh, and this big one too. So we used everything but those two. We're going to use this on another card. So I'm going to put this aside. And we can move on to the next card. All right, let's do one with this stamp set. Now this is the Amazing Year. I don't need these right now, so I'm going to put that over there. All right, so this is also the foam, right? And I had to put aside my block E because I wanted a nice big one. Oh, thank you, Susan. All right, so I went ahead and cut ahead. Does that make sense? That's kind of funny. All right, so this next card we are going to do is, oh, I just got to make sure that I just went and pushed all these cards aside. So let me just grab, this is the one we're doing next. And I have a sentiment on the inside. So I want the you're an entire year more amazing and lovely as ever. I love the script on that. And I have the happy birthday, and then of course this big stamp. All right, and these are, let me show you, these are the circular, the layering circle dies, right? They come with the flat side. Right, just that cuts a straight edge, and then you have them with these are on my magnetic sheets, but the scallop size. And the two that I'm using, all right, let me take this off so you can have measurements. I will read them off as I go, though. How far over can I put that and that you guys can still see it? I think that's about where I can put it. So the circle, the scallop circle is, I say about because I measured it, and I'm measuring it from the edge of a scallop to the other edge of the scallop, and it's just about 3 inches, give or take a hair or two. So I said about 3, and the straight edge one, the flat edge, is about 2 7/8. All right, so I think that it's the largest scallop, and I think it's the largest straight edge too. I just tied them with a bow so I wouldn't lose them. But that's what we're going to use, and I've already cut those out. All right. Oh, where's my white? I know I cut, oh, there it is. All right, and we have, this is, I showed you this ribbon. I just made a little knot with this ribbon. I'll show you how I did it. I just a knot, just a little knot. I thought I tried a bow, and the bow just didn't do it for me. I tried a piece of twine, and that didn't do it. This is Parakeet Party. It's the same color as the cardstock, but because it's the metallic ribbon, it's a little bit darker. So it's a shade different, but it still coordinates. Still the same color. All right, so we're going to be coloring. So let's stamp our flowers so they can kind of set while we do the rest of it. And I am going to tape this down because it's driving me nuts because it's sliding everywhere. Hang on. All right, I just needed to, of course I'll have to pull it up when I need to use the sponge. Okay, so we need the Memento ink. looking all over for it. So for this card, we're only using Memento ink and the Fresh Freesia ink. All right, so we're gonna stamp this first just to, oh, you know what I forgot? Let's see, I need 2 scraps, and I have to put them, I need 2 scraps, and I'll make sure I put them in your card kit. But it's really just scraps because you have to stamp this a couple times. All right, so I'm going to ink it up with my Memento. Memento is a felt pad, so it's a little stiffer, so you have to press a little harder than our foam pads. All right, so I got it all inked up. Make sure you get everything. And I'm going to go straight up, and you make a mistake, you just flip it over and you've got another side to every piece of paper. So I don't care if this tag goes off the edge. I'm trying to center my flowers in the circle, and the stems are going to go off the edge. That's why I wanted to make sure I put my grid paper down. So I'm going to press down. I'm not like smashing it. I'm just holding it there. Let the ink sink in. Flick off the when it sticks to the stamp. Now what I want to do is I want to stamp 2 of these tags. All right, there's one on the Parakeet Party. That is Parakeet Party, yes. I was working with Granny Apple Green the other day, so I have that sitting around too. So I have 2 tags that I'm cutting out. I started with I'm going to wash this right away so I don't forget, because we need to use Fresh Freesia. All right, but we want to let that sit so we can color. And while we have the ink out, where did I put, maybe it's still stuck over here. Oh, here it is. We want to stamp Happy Birthday on this little piece here. So I'm going to stamp right in the center. Okay, that's a little crooked. I'm going to try it again, and then I'll take whichever one looks better. Oh my goodness, they're both crooked. Did I cut another piece of this? Well, I think that one's not too bad. We're going to go with that one. Let me cover that up. Okay. Now, let's see. Oh, we're going to color. I think that sat long enough. So we're going to color in the leaves. Now, I didn't do blending with the leaves. I just colored it with the light. But for the flowers, I did the same idea with the how we did the succulent, where I put on, and I'm only working about maybe 1 flower at a time. So I'm going to put on the light and then put the dark towards the center. Kind of go in the middle of those flowers, and I might go up a little higher on the ones that are in the back. Right, and then I just go back because the alcohol helps you blend it. And so I just kind of push that ink around, because the ink will blend because it's got alcohol in it. It's alcohol based. Right, so now I got the light still, so I'll go to my next one. I love to color. Do you guys like to color? I love to color. You know what, these 2 are small. I'm going to kind of do them both at the same time. I don't think it'll be too bad. And we're not, I honestly, I don't, I'm not doing this where like, oh, where's the sun coming from? I rarely color my cards and stuff with deciding like it's a art piece. Where's the sun? Where's the light source coming from? I don't do that. I just kind of, I like to give dimension. Did you guys see my, oh, let me grab it. Hang on. Did you see my little elephant I did? These guys up here were left over from me designing. I got to color them, but I did the coloring on these. I have a few left because I made extra, but I really like to color. So I'm going to just finish these flowers up. Now another thing when I'm coloring to think of is when you're using these alcohol markers, I like to let things dry before I go to the shape that's butted right up against it. So like instead of, make sure you hear the snap when you close these, they dry out fast. So I'm not using the dark Parakeet Party. I'm going to just use the light for the leaves. See how you could put in the dark, but there wasn't as much, so I'm just doing the light. But I'm going to start over here, because if I went right up against something that was damp, they might blend themselves together. So I don't want that. So I like to start working in a different area, just so that I'm not, just why take any chances, right? So I'm just going to color these leaves just like this. It's not too bad, you guys watching, because it kind of goes pretty fast. And if you're watching this on YouTube, it'll be the recorded one, so you can fast forward. But you people watching the live, you're stuck with me. So I just put a couple of strokes down into the stems. All right. Now, what I had done is, oh, one more thing. Let's ink the outside of our card. So fold your card in half and get your kit, right? And we're going to use that same big stamp, but we're going to use fresh freesia ink. And I am going to, let me move everything out of the way so I don't get it all messed up. Did I get ink? No. All right. So what I did is I'm just trying to put some, I had it blank on the sides and it just looked a little boring. So I decided to put some, what do you call it? Just a little decoration, like the tops of the flowers along the edge, just to add a little bit interest to the background. And what I did was I stamped, I don't care that the inside, you're not going to see the inside, so I started in the middle, right? And then I went to the two ends, just a little, right? And then I turned it around and I did the same thing. I started in the middle and then I went off the edge on these two. And it doesn't have to be exact. It doesn't have to be at a good angle. It's just to add a little bit of texture to the background. All right. And we don't care about the whole center because we don't need that. All right. So, in fact, I'm going to cover it up right now. So we're going to take, so that was, like I said, the same card base is 5.5 by 8.5 and scored at 4 1/4. And what I did, I cut, you have a 4 by 5 1/4 inside. I cut a skinny piece of the same matching paper and I just put it on the inside. So but I put that down beforehand, but what you can do is lay it down where you want to put it, right? Don't put it down until after you stamp your sentiment, because if you mess up, I thought we were done, I forgot we had this to stamp still. If you mess up with the sentiment, you can turn it over and do the other side, but if you already put that on, then you have a problem. So let me put it straight and kind of get this as straight as possible. Oh, I think I wiggled it. Let me see. Nope, came out good. All right, so now I can put this on. And this is cut a little bit longer. Yours might be the exact length when you get your kit, but if it's not, if it's longer, butt up one edge, and I'm leaving a little bit of white down the side, and then run it down, and then you can trim off the excess. If I've given you a little bit extra, just trim off the excess, and that's your inside piece. So now we're done with the stamping. Isn't that a pretty font? I like that font. All right, and I'm going to put this. I like that saying too. You are an entire year more amazing and lovely as ever. So this is going to go butt up the one end, right? And it should be exactly the same size. It was cut the same size, but it could be a hair off because I mean, this is all hand cut. So if it's a little bit longer, you can trim it, but I wait to trim it till I get it on my card base, because what if it's too short? Maybe it seems too long here, but this is going to go right down the center, and you'll see that we get rid of all that garbage, all that extra stuff, right? So this is going to go right down the center, just like that. And then let me open it, and there's just a little bit that we're just going to, just almost like a hair. You can just trim it off. Nobody would notice if you left it, but I like to trim it off. All right, so that's our base. We have this colored. All right, so I'm going to put this on our scalloped circle. So I told you the size of the circles. I didn't tell you the size of this. So this Calypso Coral strip was 2 3/4 by 5 1/2. This Designer Series paper was 2 1/2 by 5 1/2. And I already told you about the circle sizes. So I'm just going to let this little scallop is going to peek out the sides just like that. And this is going to go up on dimensionals. Where did I put my dimensionals? Right here. Now I'll show you what I did with the tag. So sometimes things happen for a reason. I put the tag, you know, I stamped it in the green, the Parakeet Party, and I didn't, I thought, oh, I don't know if I like it green. So I decided to stamp it again in the Fresh Freesia. All right, and the Fresh Freesia looked nice. Here, let me put this on here and you'll see what I'm talking about. So this is going to go, get those stems just about straight, right? And you want it, the scallop to overhang to the left and the right, just about the same distance on either side. And then this, we have this ready. Oops, which one was the better one? This, oh, a little nick in the sides. I think that this side's better. So I'm going to put my adhesive. I keep thinking, geez, that one's not too bad. Maybe I should have used it. Okay, so we'll put this. This should fit, say, straight across. All right, just like that. And now we're going to cut these little tags. All right. So I first cut the parakeet. You're going to cut right just up to the edge of the black. I like to let the black still show a little bit, so I'm kind of going very close to it. Just like that. And it's like a little tag, all right? So did that. And what I did is I put it up on dimensionals, but then I was like thinking, oh, I don't know. What I did is I put the point down. I put the point down with a glue dot, right? And then I put a dimensional in the back, just like this. So that way it was kind of up in the air, and I kind of put it just so it covers the tag below it. I didn't want it to show. And I was kind of like looking at it thinking, it's okay, but it didn't really, like, I don't know, wasn't in love with it when I was designing this. So I decided, well, I'm going to make it in the purple and see how that looks. So I made another tag, and when I put it on top, and let me just trim off this little edge. So when I trimmed it off, I said, oh, there it is as the purple one, right? Let me kind of zoom in a little bit. And I was thinking, I kind of like it better purple. But then when I went to move it, I did this, and I said, oh, I like the green in the background. But I don't want it too far. I don't want to see the words underneath. So what I did is I said, well, that's it. That's going to be laying over the green one. So I'm putting a little bit of liquid glue on this. Let me see, I got a little too much on there. And then I'm going to point it just like that, just so the little bit of green peeks out. And I thought, oh, I like that now. So that's what I did. So you can see on here, just a little bit of green. So it's really, look, there's the white one underneath, right? But I just did that, and I thought, I like the little purple on top of the green. And so now I will unzoom, get back to normal. Sorry if it shakes, because I had to, you know, do that on my camera phone. I mean my cell phone camera, whatever. You know what I mean. Okay, let me put my glue away. Let me get rid of my scraps. But isn't that a fun way? Now, you could leave the green if you like, or just do the purple, the fresh freesia. It's up to you. Now we have our little knot that we made, and I want half of glue dot from last time. We still had one, and I'm going to put that on the back of this knot. Just roll it a little bit and put it right on the edge of this, just like that. All right, just so we have a little bit, and I kind of pulled I frayed the end just a little bit, just to give it a little bit of, see that? Just a little bit. All right, and there's our little knot on there. Now we need not dimensionals, rhinestones. And I'm just using our basic rhinestones. And these basic rhinestones, so let me see. This was 1/2 inch by 2.5, this green strip. These were just scraps. And what else do I need to? So this was, I think I told you already, 2.5 by 5.5, and this was 2 3/4 by 5.5. I told you about the circles already. I just made a little knot, tiny little scrap of ribbon, and that's it. But if you are interested, the basic rhinestones are number 144220, and they're $6. This pretty parakeet party metallic ribbon, it comes in all the 5 different in colors. They're each $9, and the parakeet party one is $159,196. The layering circle dies are $151,770, and those are $35. I mean, these are just things that if you have a piece of paper to the side, you might want to just jot down numbers and make a wish list. Now, I almost forgot. Tomorrow, Stampin' Up! Is doing a free shipping day. Just one day only, just tomorrow. I got the email last night, but I didn't open my email until this morning, so I got it in my newsletter that went out, my email that went out this afternoon. But it's just for tomorrow, and it's only on orders that are $75 or more. But guess what? If you spend $75, you'll get this card kit for free with me. All right, so rhinestones. And also in that email, I did mention that I'm going to be getting the holiday catalogs, and I'm going to be sending them out. I'm not having Stampin' Up! Do it because I was actually in packing for Utah, and I completely forgot about it when they were due to go to, the names were due to go to Stampin' Up! So usually I send one to everyone that has shopped with me in the last 6 months or so, as long as you're not a demo, because I know Stampin' Up! Sends them to you. But in my email, I put a little RSVP thing that you can fill out, and I get a report that lists your name and whatever the selection. Oh, I can show you. It's on the bottom of this. So I put this little RSVP, and it's really for an event, but I use the name of its RSVP, the new July to December mini catalog. It's the holiday catalog. And I said, for location, snail mail, do you want me to mail you one? And I gave you till 5 o'clock on the 26th, just because I had to put a time in. And I figured as long as you let me know by Sunday, I'll be mailing them, I believe, Monday morning, and I think Monday is the 27th. And you have a choice to say your address is correct on your last order. That way I know that I can use that address to send it to you. If you are not sure if your address is correct, this says I'll email you, so you can email me my your current address in case you moved. And this one says I'll pick mine up. Just let me know when. And they will be ready probably as of the 25th. I think I wrote in the beginning of the email. I think I'm trying to think now is, hang on, I'm going to look at the calendar because now I'm all confused. Yeah, the 26th is Sunday, so I'm going to mail them on the 27th. I think I said I'll have them ready to pick up on the weekend, the 25th, the 26th. You just have to let me know that you're coming so I can pack one up for you, because I still have to, get them and put them in there. Oh, I didn't put this inside on the inside. We're almost done. Here I am just gabbing away. I just thought I had to get rid of some housekeeping. Oop. What was that? Glad it was on the back. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. All right, so get this one centered, like the little 1/8 of an inch all the way around. And then, okay, so that is that the second or third card? Gosh, well, you know what? These two, I did the ones with the coloring first, so the next ones don't take as long. All right, so I'm going to keep these out because I may need these again. I don't think we're coloring, so I don't need these. I'll put these to the side, though, just in case. All right, next card is, goodness gracious, which one should we do next? Let's do this one next. All right, so get my little kit out. So I'll show you a couple things. We're going to use the Just Saying Hello. Now, I used, to cut this tag, this is the Trio. I haven't put it on my magnets yet, but this is the tailor-made tags. And I have it written down. I already cut my tag, so I don't have to waste time. It's not wasting time, it's just having you have to watch me. Now, I took, well, this is a different stamp set. So this is, oh goodness, hang on one second. I just put something on the floor and I knocked it all over. All right. Okay. This is the Simply Fabulous stamp set. I love this. Look at how big and bold the lettering is and these flowers. Now, this card that we're doing, check it out. All right. Now, this is DSP, this is DSP, this is DSP. But this is not. But doesn't it look like it? So we're going to make our own DSP, which, if you're new to Stampin' Up, DSP is Designer Series paper. So I've already cut out my tag. Let me just poke this out. This is going to go fast now that we don't have to color anymore. All right, so I already told you I used that kind of ornate top to it. Let me just, I like to get rid of the stuff that stays on the inside. But that is the tag. All right, let's see. So we are going to fold our card base in half. Now, if you get my kit, I will have your bows tied for you. But I wanted to show you how I did my double bow. So I have the 20 inches of this Parakeet Party in white twine. I'll show you how I tied my bow. But yours will all be tied for you because I don't know, I'm crazy. I like tying bows. All right, so let me make sure everything's out of the envelope. And it is. All right, now I will give you, oh, this went with the other card. So here I have the new card, the new one with your measurements so that you can follow along. I'm going to read it out. You might not be able to see it, but isn't this pretty? I just think it's so cute. All right, nice and simple. I said we'll do some busy ones first. Let's put it together all at once. Oop, I got a stray bead. Get rid of that. Let's do our stamping. So this piece goes right here. We're making this design. All right. So you're going to need your Calypso Coral ink. All right. Let me put this all up here. Make some room. We need a Calypso Coral ink, and that's going to be the flower. Then we need some fresh freesia. No, sorry, Parakeet Party for the leaves, and the fresh freesia ink is going to be for the flower, another little teeny flower. All right, so I have them there. Now, you do want to stamp on something like, because these are photopolymer, so I am going to lift this grid paper up. I'm going to pull out my Stampin' Pierce mat and just going to stamp on that. So it doesn't matter if it doesn't stick. I'm just going to do some quick stamping. All right, and we do have to stamp our sentiment with the memento. but we'll do this flower first. Now, you can stamp your flowers wherever you want. I'm going to go similar to where I have them because it seemed to work out. I didn't do this on purpose. I put these big flowers. I start with my biggest one first. That way you can fill in with the little ones. So I'm going to stamp with the Calypso Coral, and there are 2 flowers in this stamp set. And when I made the sample, I made it with this guy, but then I decided to switch to this one. I don't know why. I just thought it was kind of, I like that it was rounder. So I'm going to ink up, and I'm going to stamp up in this corner, and then I'm going to stamp off over here, and then I'm going to stamp in the middle, but over here, kind of off like that, see? And then I'm going to put in some green leaves, and I'm just going to put them around. I'm going to turn them here and there. And some are off. Some are going to be off the page. Now I can put some here, even though we're not going to really see them. But just in case, I can put them there. All right, and then we're going to finish with this little teeny flower. So if you're looking at this set, I'll show you what. We're going to put this Just Saying Hello. I used this flower, but either one will do. And then I used, which did I use? This little flower here. And then the leaves, these little leaves right here. But this singular ones, you could do whatever you want, but this is really a cute set. I think I'll be making other cards with this. Maybe you'll see me back here. So I'll put some up here. I just like to spread the color around. I just squished it too much, so I want to kind of wipe off. I think you don't want to press too hard. Just tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap to get the color on there. Because this is foam, whereas the Memento, I know we won't see that one. Oops. Let me see if I can get the other half of the flower. It didn't come out. Oh, came out perfect. But we're not going to see that anyway. All right, now we can build. So let me close these and we'll stamp the black. And then we'll be like, woohoo, we're on the road because things are going to go fast now. So where did I put oh, you know what? Oh gosh, you know what? After all that, I forgot to show you the inside. So I have to open those, but that's okay. They'll go fast. I'll do it really fast, guys. And I just put a couple, just to decorate the inside. It really doesn't matter where you put anything. It's just to decorate. Just to add a little color on the inside. Whoops. I think I'll have to go over that one just a hair. Maybe I won't be able to. Let me see. I don't want to get... My head might be in the way. That looks good. It looks like a two-tone. Maybe I'll put another one over here. All right, that's because I'm rushing. You guys go slow. Well, take your time, I should say. Not go slow. Just take your time. And a couple little fresh freesia flowers. We'll do one off the edge. One over here. One off the edge. Maybe one here. It's just to add a little bit of color on the inside of your card. And that's that. All right, let's stamp. Here's my tag. Now we need the Memento. Now this is a wide, thick lettering, right? So make sure you get it. Sometimes I twist it a little bit when it's on the pad. Tap, 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 twist, 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 tap, tap, tap. Just so I get a good coloring, right? And then I'm going to put it down. And don't just like stamp and pick it up really fast. You want to put it down and hold it there for a second. Let the ink sink in. And then straight up. Beautiful. Beautiful. If you have trouble stamping with these thicker letters, you might want to use your Stamparatus, because if the first time comes out light, you can ink it up again and stamp it again. All right, so now we're just going to assemble, guys, so I can get rid of this. Deck is clean. Let me make sure I have nothing on my fingers. All right, so we have the same size card base, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. We have our inside mat at 4 by 5 1/4. So we'll just add that to the inside. Look how pretty this is. I love how everything coordinates. Don't you love that? The Calypso Coral coordinates. Just lovely. All right. So now the pieces of paper that I have, now make sure you put this as directional, because it's florals and the stems are going all in one direction. This is going to go up in the top left corner. Now we're eyeballing. You don't have to measure, but we're going to try to go for even spacing. This width matches this width. All right. Now this piece is 2 3/4 by 3.5. This is a really kind of fun layout, because you could, if you wanted to, you could use this piece. This piece I didn't tell you, this was 1 5/8 by 4, but you could use another piece of designer paper. You don't have to stamp it. I just thought it was fun to stamp it. So I'm going to put this one in the top left corner, and I'm leaving about 1/8 of an inch left and right. Now I'm going to put this one. This is the one that we just stamped. We made our own designer paper, but you could certainly put your own paper over here. And now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to leave the right side, though, about the same, in the bottom, right, and top, about the same width all the way around. All right, and then I have 2 pieces of design. This is, I told you, 1 5/8 by 4. This was 2 3/4 by 3.5. Now each of these strips are 3.5. And they are 1/2 inch strips. So I'm going to put the bottom one on first. Reason being is that if we're not exact with our measurements, then we will want to use up the space. We'll just put that purple one in there and make sure we kind of divvy up the space. So I'm going to lay this down and kind of give it the same amount of space. I know my fingers are in the way, but you'll see in a second. So same amount of space here, down here, and here. All right. And now this way, if we put this one down first and we ran out of room, this one might be coming off the edge. So this way we can arrange this, right in between with whatever's left. And it might not be exactly the same amount of space, but it'll be pretty darn close. And nobody necessarily knows what you followed for a pattern. So there we have it. Isn't that an awesome layout? You could do anything with this. Put a big circle with, a big sentiment across here. But it's a nice way to have. I just love this paper. It's so fun. And I didn't buy the butterfly stamp set and dies. I don't know. I just wasn't feeling it. But I did get the paper because I like to get all the paper. So now this is going to go up on dimensionals, and I think what I did, yeah, I put a glue, no, did I put a glue dot? No, I think it's just, nope, it's up all the way across. So we're going to put dimensionals on the back of this. What's funny is the last card that we're going to do, I think it's my favorite. I just like the colors in it. And it's fairly simple, but I like, push all those down, just like it. And then I'm just going to put this at an angle. And this is why I said that these 3 worked out good with those. I didn't do that on purpose, but when I went to lay this out, I was thinking, do I want it here? But I kind of liked it kind of going at an angle. You could put it here if you'd like. You could, if you changed your designer series paper, you could do something, a vertical card. But my designer paper is directional, so I'm going to do it like this. All right, so that's down. And now, this is how you tie. Well, I know, you know how to tie a bow, but what I do to make a double one, this is 20 inches, I doubled 10, so this now is 10 inches long, but I started with 20, and then I'm just going to tie a bow. Just like this. And you just kind of pull it, and you know how you tie a bow. You just kind of keep pulling on it. Make sure you keep that end that had the fold in it. You know how we folded the twine? You want to make sure you don't realize that, you don't think that's a loop. So I'm going to cut that loop off, and I need a glue dot. What time is it? Oh, it's not even 8 yet. Oh, this is good. We'll probably be done shortly, because the last card doesn't take that long. So if you have an order that's $75, put it in tomorrow so you get free shipping, because that shipping is, what is it? I think it's up to 12% now. So I'm going to put it like at an angle so we don't cover our words with the loop. I'm just going to put that down, and then you can decide. Let me see my ribbon scissors. If you want to cut it shorter or not. Oops. Just like that. That's how fast that one was. I just got to put on some dimensionals. I mean, oh, why do I keep calling these dimensionals? I put a bunch of tiny ones, not a bunch. I put 3 of the small ones around here on this side. And then I always like to do odd numbers, so I put a couple on the rest of the card. I put one on the little tag. Maybe I put it over here before, but now this bow is in a different angle, so I guess I could still put it there. And there we have it. So that is card number 3. Cute, right? So you'll get all this cut up. It's all going to be cut up for you. You'll just do your stamping. And gosh, you don't even need to use the stamps I used. If you just go shopping, you don't have to spend your $35 on the supplies I used. Maybe you need $35 worth of glue dots or dimensionals. Just as long as you spend the $35, you will get, look at this guy. He's stealing a piece of cardstock. Looks like he's holding a piece of green cheese. All right, so yeah, you could shop and buy whatever you want. Okay, so that is card 3. One last card. Oh, I really like this one. I like this one a lot. Now this one, there's not much stamping. That's not why I like it, but hang on, let me get rid of that. I just love the colors. I look at this and it just makes me happy. Isn't it just so pretty, those colors? This blue, this is the Starry Sky, the new blue. I love this. I don't know, I just love this card, and it's so simple. So we're using the thanks. I guess I have to get the card kit, right? So we're using the thanks, and let me show you what I used to cut these. This is part of, these 2 things are from the soft succulent dies. I mean, not much is here. I can show you. There is one big one that I can show you. Let me get this out. Look at that. Wouldn't that be gorgeous on a background? So that is one die. And then you have all these others, which I think that I'll have to just kind of put them back as I go, but I still have to cut out all your kits. But anyway, those are the 2 labels that I used for this one. All right, so this stamp set is back to the succulents, and it's only for this word thanks. Like I said, you don't need my stamp set. You can make it with whatever you want. And I just took some skinny strips on the inside. So in your kit, we have, I'm going to do a bow, same exact way as I just did, just showed you. I have 20 inches folded in half to make it 10 inches. I think I'm going to trim that end just so we don't get the loops messed up. I'm going to make my loop, come over, come through, and make my bow. Oops. I should have left it. Let me do it again, because I got to make sure I have enough tail on both sides. I don't want it too short on one side. So just tie your bow, just like you tie a regular bow, and then you have 2 things of twine instead. Just pull it tight, and then kind of pull down the twine. Can be hard with bows because it does kind of twist on itself. but I think that's the size. Yep. Okay. But if you get my kit, your bows are going to be tied. So you don't have to worry about that. Okay. I need to stamp the word thanks. And it's foam. Oh, and I didn't even put the... Hey, that's a good way to show you something. Here's a way to put on your labels. I've showed this before, but I'm going to show you now because I didn't do this one. All right. This is how I like to do my labels. When you get your stamps, they have to be pulled out of this, right? You punch them out of this, and then you pull off this, it had a backing, I pulled it off. And you could use it just like that, but it's hard to see where the word is. Or it's just nice to have the labels. So take your label from here, pull it all the way off, and you have this split in the back here, right? See that? Split in the back. So you're going to take this off and you're going to put it down. I like to put it down flat. I like to pull that backing off a little bit to get it started, and then take your block. My block is a little dirty, hang on. And just put it down on your block like that, and then turn it upside down, and getting that started. Oh, I broke my thumbnail, so there's no nail there, but I got it off anyway. All right, and then you're going to take your stamp and figure out which way it's going to go, because usually you have the shape of the, can you see the, let me maybe zoom in for this one. I had to wait till it, ooh, now it's got to focus. So you can kind of see, can you see the edge of the plastic, or not plastic, but the label, right, the sticky stuff, because it was sticky on both sides. What you want to do is put it on, I like to put it on a piece of dark so I can see better. And you got to stand right over it, all right, and go straight down. Can you see, let me do this. Can you see the clear on top? I don't know if you'll get the right angle. But you want to get the shape of your clear label with the shape of the foam and go straight down. Get it lined up before you get to the, get all the way down, make sure it's lined up, and then just press, right? And that's how you do it. And then, hang on, unzoom you because you don't need to see my knuckles for this. And then I like to take it right away. I take it off because when I left it on there, it's harder to get off. So I like to take, I think it's just because I pressed it at the beginning, but so I take it off and then I mount it again. And that way it comes off easier the next time. All right. So that's how you put your labels on. That's how I put my labels on. This was the best. It is the best tip. Lori, I didn't know you were watching. I didn't know you were watching. Okay, so I don't have my foam pad underneath because the red rubber has the foam on it, so I don't need it. So I'm going to ink that up. And I'm going to, this is such the cutest little label. So I'm going to stamp it, hold it for a second, and go straight up. I love this font. I really like the stamp set. It's kind of funny because I really didn't use it, and it's been around for a while. But that's how you put the stamp on your, put the label on your stamp. All right, so now that's the only thing we have for this card as far as stamping. So I'm going to fold it in half, use my bone folder on the edge. All right, and now let's just do some layering. So I'm going to layer the thanks label on the Starry Sky label. This blue is so pretty. I really didn't think we needed another blue, but I like this one a lot. It's similar to Night of Navy. Let me pull out Night of Navy in case you guys want to see the difference. Let me pull out a piece of Night of Navy and you'll get to see, because Night of Navy looks so dark next to this. So here's your navy, and here's our, here's our, I'll do it this way because it's blank. You see the difference? It's like this is a real pretty blue, and this is, not that navy's not pretty, but navy is really dark compared to that. So I thought that, well, geez, so we could have, you know, it could be Night of Navy, but you know what? I like this better. All right. So I put that, oh, I didn't put the measurements to the side again. Here, let me put this off to the side again for you. I'll read them off because I know it's kind of hard to see, but I like to put it on there just in case you want to freeze the frame I know you can't do it right now, but if you're watching this later on YouTube. All right, so I layered that. Now I want to layer this piece onto the Calypso Coral. So this piece of Designer Series paper, of course I covered it up, is 3 by 3.5, and the Calypso Coral that it's going on is 3 1/4 by 3 3/4. So just by increasing your size by 1/4 inch, you'll get that 1/8 of an inch border all the way around the edge, like that. Isn't this cute with the butterflies? And I don't even have the butterfly Stampin'. We're making such pretty cards. All right, so the inside, this is what I did with the inside. I just wanted to add some color to the inside. So I cut some 1/2 inch strips, and you'll get 2 in your kit if you shop with me and you get the kit. And just put these two, oh, I had that one upside down, so that's going to have to be my left side now. It's hard to tell when it's just a strip, but, and then I'm just leaving it about 1/8 of an inch from the edge. You can go all the way to the edge if you want. All right, and then depending on if they're a little longer, sometimes it's easier to butt one side up, make them longer, and then trim the extra piece off. All right, so we have that. All right, that's our inside, so I might as well just go ahead and put that on the inside right now. Okay. All right, let me fold this again. Nice crease. All right, so I am going to put this down first. Now this little strip here, I want to banner the end like a fishtail. I can make a banner end to it. So I cut up the middle, maybe about 1/4 of an inch. Just eyeball the center, and then I'll go from, I don't know if you can really see it, but let's say on the back, right? I'll show you how far I went up. My tip is right there. And then what I'm going to do, let me zoom in for a second and show you guys how to make your banner. So I cut my first cuts right here, right? Up to about 1/4 inch. Then I'm going to go from each corner. I'm going to cut from this corner to here and this corner to here. All right? Just right to that center piece, corner to corner. But of course I'm going to do it on this side. So I've already cut that. Oops. Oops. Let me zoom a little out. And then I'm going to go from this corner to that center mark. Right? Get off. And this corner again to that center mark. And I make my little fishtail. See that? I'm sure you've probably seen that tip, but I like to, some people, may have seen it, but I'll do it in not slow motion, but I zoomed in on that, so hopefully I was in the camera the second time. I kind of zoomed out. All right, so this is just going to go to the left here, and I'm just putting it maybe, I don't know, 1/4 inch. I'm butting the top. Make sure that that's the fold. Yep, I'm going to butt the top along the edge, and oops, I'm just going to leave about 1/4 inch. Could use your grid paper, would help. Where did I put my grid paper? Sometimes it helps because you can put on your grid paper and then use the lines. Oh, there we go. That's much better. Now I'm going to do it sideways. There. All right. I love that paper. Isn't it pretty? And then we're going to put this one flat. Oh, so this was 1 inch by 4 inches. 1 by 4, and then we just fishtailed or dovetail. I don't know what the official name is. We made it in a banner. And then we're going to put this a little higher than lower. And what I did was I kind of made the top, left, and right equal distance. Just about. Just eyeball it. Just like that. Okay. And then this is going to go up on dimensionals. I appreciate you guys all watching me tonight. This is my second half of the month promotion, this virtual class. and I will upload it to YouTube so you can search on YouTube. And I'm going to call it, I guess, June virtual card class. All right, so that's there, nice and scented. Isn't that? I just love this. I don't know why I keep saying that, but I do love it. So I use these 2022, 2024 in color matte dots again, and I use the kind of lighter blue because this. See, these are our new in colors. Let me see if I can remember them. Sweet Sorbet, Parakeet Party. Oh my goodness. Tahitian Tide, I think. This is Starry Sky. And what is... Oh my goodness. Is it Ocean? Oh, for heaven's sake. Does it say it on the back of this? No. I can't remember the fifth color. That's horrible. Alright, so I'm going to put these dots down. I think I want the little lighter. These are shaded nicely, so... Somebody tell me what the fifth color is. You guys know. I know you know. I know how I can find out. The fifth color is... Orchid. Orchid Oasis. Orchid Oasis is this lighter one. Orchid Oasis. I was saying ocean. I was close. Close, but no cigar. All right. So, Sweet Sorbet, Parakeet Party. Oh my God. Tahitian Tide, Starry Sky, and Ocean Oasis. Because the Starry Sky is the darker one. That's this blue. So I use the Ocean... No. Why did I say Ocean Oasis? Orchid Oasis. Oh my goodness. It's getting late. It's getting near my bedtime. All right. Now we just have to put... We made our bow already. Right, and I need a glue dot for the back of this. Since it's doubled, I can use a whole glue dot and maybe just kind of squish it with my fingers. And I just put this up in the corner of, kind of on the DSP edge. Right, just like that. And then I'll take my ribbon scissors and I'll just trim this down. We don't need it this long. Just like that. And this card is done. I just love this card. I don't know what it is. It makes me smile. So I think I gave you all the measurements. We used the ink, the Memento ink. This was 1 by 4. And we trimmed the end into a... What else? All right, so the potted succulent dies. Those were those two labels again. The in color twine. So this was the Ocean Oasis because see this is the one I used, but this is the darker one. This is Starry Sky, but I like the lighter on it. This would have looked fine too, but I think I like the lighter dots and the lighter twine. And so the twine is nice to have the twine. If you guys don't have twine in your stash for making cards, you should because you can get the, I think the fan one, it's called... Oh, it's the one with the sports one. I only have, the blue's all gone. But Fan Baker's Twine. Not sports fan. Fan Baker's Twine. This is retiring, but the dark green, these two are going to look great on Christmas cards. And there was like a navy blue in here too. I think I've used it all, but that's a good twine. And there's also... Goodness gracious. Oh, I don't know where the other pack is. I had a pack of our Baker's Twine that is good to have also, but it's the 5... Oh, God, hang on a sec. I want to grab it because... Oh, here it is. This is a great twine pack to have because mine is half empty. But it's a nice pack of twine because you get crumb cake, white, very vanilla, black, and gray granite. So that's the Baker's Twine Essential Pack number 155475. So we currently have these two. I'm trying to think if there's any. We have the Fan Baker's Twine that is retiring. So if you like those colors, you might want to grab those. But, all right, let me pull out the other cards and we can end this video. So don't forget, if you want the kit to make 4 of these cards, you'll get 1 of each of these to make. You'll and they'll come with envelopes. No written instructions, but you'll have this video. I'll send you the path to this video when it's on. It will be on YouTube. We're on Facebook right now. It'll be on YouTube, and you will you'll be able to get your kit. I had a kit all packaged, kinda. Like I said, it will come in a plastic bag. I don't know. I set it down. I don't know what happens. It's like my room here is a vortex. But it'll come in a package like this, and I'll have the path on here, and I'll give you what you need to complete it, like the ink and the stamp sets. Hopefully I can fit 3 stamp set names on there. But it'll be all packaged up nicely. And oh, here it is. Here they are in a plastic, but I haven't made my label yet or anything. So that's all I have to say. Thank you, Lori. Glad you liked them. All right, so that's the kit. That is my June virtual card class kit. You will get the kit, everything, like I said, these are punched. The only thing that you'll have to cut out yourself, because you have to stamp first, are the pot and the succulents. Because Stampin' Up, it's one of our no-nos. We cannot give out stamped images. So you'll have to stamp those and color them, and then use the die cuts. Or you saw how I cut these 2 out by hand. So you don't necessarily need to have, if you just want to get the stamp set. So again, this was the one of the stamp sets. Here's the other one. And gosh, I don't know. Huh. Oh, it's right underneath my papers. So we used Amazing Year. We use Simply Fabulous, and we use Simply Succulents. So, that's it, guys. I appreciate you watching. I hope you'll take advantage of the free shipping tomorrow. That's a really good deal to get free shipping. But like I said, it's only for tomorrow. So get your orders together and put your order in tomorrow. If you're shopping with me, use this host code. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to shop tomorrow necessarily, but before the 30th, and you'll get a set of a kit. Hi, Ellie. How are you? Are you just popping on now? Missed the whole class, but that's okay. It's all being recorded. I'll upload it to YouTube soon, but you can watch it here on Facebook too. But anyway, that's it, folks. I am, for some reason, I had that image of Porky Pig saying, da, 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 da. That's all, folks. Oh my gosh, you can tell I'm getting slap happy because I'm getting tired, because I've been up since 4. So anyway, only I think 18 more days of work. Well, no, 18 more days till I retire. I have less than 18 days to work. All right, guys, have a great evening. I will see you next time. Take care. If you're watching this on YouTube, please hit subscribe. And if you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. Take care, guys. I know, woohoo, retirement. Yay. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye. Thank you, Nancy.